Heartlings, HeartGamer26 here, and I am back with another interview from the developers and creators that helped out with Tunnel Rats. Today we're here with Plage. Would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Hi, I'm, Plagiatus or Plage or Plagiatus or however you want to pronounce that. Um, I am a game developer, mostly a game programmer by trade, and I've been making Minecraft maps for well over 10 years at this point. I've been making Minecraft maps professionally in the past. Um, and I've been working with Isuma for a while now, and now we've collaborated on this cool Tunnel Rats project together.
Yeah, that's so exciting. So I guess we'll get right into the questions. So first question is, could you explain what your role was in the Tunnel Rats creation process?
Well, I am the main, if not only, developer, right?
Mm-hmm.
As in programmer.
Mm-hmm.
So everything that needed to be programmed, um, that needed to have commands written for it, that needed to have some sort of functionality needed to add into the game. That was all my stuff.
Okay. So,
Um,
oh, good.
yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
So what kind of programs did you use in the creative process?
Oh, um, I I did use mainly VS Code, right?
Mm-hmm.
VS Code is where I write all of my code.
Okay.
Um, I I have some extensions that I use. Spyglass for Java, and I think it's called. There's like a some plugin for Bedrock that I used occasionally because sometimes it feels weird and it clashes kind of with the Java plugin, and then I don't want to keep disabling and enabling everything. So mostly VS Code with Spyglass for Java. Of course, Blockbench for some stuff. Occasionally I had to do some modeling or some texturing or something. Uh, but mostly Camera did that part. I do not want to take any credit for that. I mostly did like placeholders and stuff. And well, yeah, of course, Minecraft, because as you know, we made Bedrock. We made tunnel rats for both Java and Bedrock. So there was a lot of Minecraft happening,
Hmm.
basically.
Okay. So what was the hardest feature of Tunnel Rats to develop?
A lot of it was pretty hard. If I had to go like one blanket difficult thing, it would definitely be the level editor.
Hmm.
Especially for Bedrock.
Hmm.
It was actually the part that almost killed the project
Oh, really?
because we started this project like 3 years ago,
Hmm.
and I made a Java prototype pretty quickly. But then the whole, oh yeah, we want to actually get it on Bedrock and on the marketplace and everything meant that I had to actually go in and learn Bedrock again, or in a different level than I used to know it, because as I said, I've worked for Spark Universe as a
Hmm.
professional game developer
Hmm.
or in Bedrock,
Hmm.
and so yeah, I had to actually get into that and learn a lot of new ways because a lot has happened since I left them, and we actually hired someone to help us out with the level editor.
Hmm.
Not the generation part. That part worked out. That I was able to do that part fairly well, but the editor itself was very difficult, and it remains very difficult to keep up to date and to actually make it all work in the way that I want it to. And there's
Hmm.
because of the creative mode that we need. Um, there's just so many issues that come with that. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I can see. I mean, it's still an amazing part of Tunnel Rats, and I really can't imagine Tunnel Rats without that section. So,
Yeah,
especially if
exactly. I think it is one of the most like biggest selling points of Tunnel Rats.
hmm.
In terms of or unique selling points, as is the term we're looking for here, the
Hmm.
USP. Um, and it's a very, very, very cool feature. I wouldn't want to miss it. And seeing what you guys come up with is very funny and very inspiring sometimes. And I love seeing people, try their hands at game design themselves in a way. And this is a small tool to help them achieve that. And I am also super proud of that part, right? This is probably also the thing that I'm most proud of, which
Well, that just answers the next question because I was going to ask, what's the feature you're most proud of? So,
exactly, it is definitely the level editor. It is definitely the level editor. Um, it is, the whole package of
mhm,
that is what I'm quite proud of. The level editor itself, the generation that one works mostly
mhm.
flawlessly. I saw there were some more bugs coming up, but it works pretty well, I'd say. And it has feature parity, right?
Mhm,
It used to have when we first launched. There was basically feature parity between Bedrock and Java, and I am very, very proud of the fact that we managed to do that. And I mean, tiny spoiler, but I have been wanting to do that for a long time now, and I'm so happy that we finally have a map where you can create your own stuff in it, your own
mhm,
maps, your own levels, and you
mhm.
can export them.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I love the level editor with how many maps we've created since playing. It is such an amazing feature, honestly.
Yeah, and it creates a lot of replayability, right? You would have
Yes.
stopped playing ages ago if it wasn't in there.
Mhm. And yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
So yeah,
Okay.
and then also we get the export feature in the next
Mhm.
release, right? So
That
that should be really, really cool. I think that you can just export your stuff out of the game and share it with your friends, and
mhm.
or even share it across the internet or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That will be cool. If you can improve one feature in Tunnel Rats, what would it be?
Well, also the level editor. To be honest, I mean, a lot of the game goes around the level editor, right? There's a
Mhm.
lot of tiny things that I would like to change. Um, but yeah, one of the things is the level editor, with all its cool features, still has a lot of restrictions,
Mhm.
and is still very limited in what it can do and how it works. Um, so I would love to add a lot of features to the level editor, be it structure support, so you can
Mhm.
just build your own structure, be it settings for like specific blocks at specific locations. So you have, I mean, I'm sure you've ran into this problem where like, oh
Mhm.
yeah, I would like to have one of these spawners,
Mhm.
but then you have the only way to do that is to have like a one by one block walkthrough, and then you need to break the spawner or something to be.
Yep.
So there's no good way to be sure to get exactly one thing, for example, or
Mhm.
exactly 10 or something.
Mhm.
Um, I would love to be able to add that feature, or some height variations, right? Where you can be like, okay, I want this to be the floor, and then have something, have layers within the sections, right?
Mhm.
Um, Something like that, or actual height variations.
Yeah.
Move the sections upwards and downwards, and not just stack them on top of each other. um yeah, that's definitely what I would like to improve on. And also the usability, especially in Bedrock, is
Mhm.
is not that great. um we have been recently getting those dialogues in Java,
Mhm.
and I really like them. They have some flaws still, so I that's why, well, that's one of the reasons I didn't add them yet. It's also
Mhm.
time.
Yeah.
It's one of the big reasons. But I think they could make the settings process a lot more seamless, because we have actual UI. Sure, it's not as cool as like in the game,
Mhm.
but I think it could be a lot more powerful, especially when you add like strings, or other secret hidden features that are currently only command only.
Mhm. Yeah, I remember the first time I ever was working with the level editor, and I'm like, oh, let's do it this, and it could look really cool. And then I go into the game, and I'm like, oh, they're all randomized. Okay, so I
Yep.
remember that,
Well,
but
yeah,
it
exactly.
it happens. So was there? This is gonna be a fun one. Was there a particular moment that the Tunnel Rats testers gave you a bit of a heart attack?
There were so many. I think the biggest one was I believe I was on holidays.
Oh no.
I was on holidays and then I came back and to a lot of messages, and the culmination of those messages was like, oh yeah, I have compiled a 15-page document with bugs and mistakes and how to reproduce it. I'm like, oh my god, what the how broken can this map be? Um, yeah, uh, that was probably the worst one. But luckily it turned out not to be that bad. Like
Mhm.
10 pages out of those 15 were all following ones, like were all um, consequences of one bug. So I
Mhm.
only had to fix that one bug to remove like 2/3 of the problems mentioned in the document. So
Oh,
and
thank goodness.
I remember it was like 2 lines of code that I had to change. So it was really a lot less bad than it could have been. But yeah, there were a lot of. Also, at the beginning, I was always super worried. I always get a tiny heart attack when there's another. Oh, we crashed again. Oh, we broke
Yeah.
this. Like we broke something really bad. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So or oh, we escaped the lobby again, and we're now in creative mode everywhere. These are always not necessarily heart attacks, but they're more like, my heart's sinking in a way, and I'm like, oh god, not another one of those ones. I hate to fix those ones. They're always so messy and annoying to fix.
Yeah, I kind of felt bad about the 15-page document, but at least we had all the information together.
Exactly. No, I'm still super thankful for those 15 pages, and they were super helpful to reproduce and fix the bug super fast. I was able to quickly find the issue because of all the steps and all the things you provided. So it was perfect. It was just yeah, a little scary at a time.
Yeah, I know that I was panicking a few times when we some of the tests happened, and it's like, oh no, this happened. So I'll admit,
Oh no, we broke something. No,
yeah.
it's no. I keep saying, first of all, rather our testers find it than people
Mhm.
just getting stuck when they play the game.
Mhm.
Um, and that's the whole thing, right? That's why you test it. Or
Mhm.
that's why we give it to other people to test it, because I know how it works. I know how to.
Mhm.
I think I thought of all the circumstances, and then the testers are like, "Oh yeah, you. By the way, you can. I don't know. You can grow vines in the level editor, and they can grow out of the thing." I'm like, okay. I would have never thought to try that. I'm so glad I have you guys.
I think it's kind of following the philosophy I learned back in college of nothing's too stupid when it comes to brainstorming. It always leads to something eventually that can work. And so we just did the most stupid things, and it's like,
Oh,
oh,
absolutely.
because people will do that. People will have fun, and I've watched enough people play video games on YouTube that I see them
Yeah.
try to do stupid things. I'm like, you know, might need to figure some of them out, and some of the creativity that come from it, because some people will be
Yeah.
dumb. So,
Yeah, but and then there's a fine line for me as well.
hmm.
I remember there were a few things where I'm like, yeah, that doesn't really break anything.
Hmm.
So you can just have fun with that if you want to. or
That's
or there
fair.
was or parts where there's like, okay, at this point you're deliberately breaking stuff,
Hmm.
and it's super hard for me to fix it, and it would be super performance intensive to try to fix it.
Mhm.
So if you get to that point and you start breaking the map, at that point that's on you.
Mhm.
It can't
That
protect you against
yeah,
everything.
that's fair. Since we're off on that one, how long would you say on average did it take you to work on just one feature of Tunnel Rats?
It's so difficult to say. It's what even is one feature, right?
That's fair.
Um,
Yeah.
there's it could be anywhere from 10 minutes to 10 weeks.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's it's. I don't know. On average, um, most things I can figure out in an hour.
Okay.
It like if it's nothing as massive as okay degeneration algorithm, that one takes forever, right?
Mhm.
But adding a small feature to that, or adding adding that chest in the level editor, or so many
Mhm.
spoilers, we have still haven't released that. I really need to
Oh,
get onto that. um or
it's just
yeah.
exclusive previews.
Yeah, most of it is just yeah, it's a quick. I quickly have an idea how to implement it. I implement it. I figure out some very basic issues that I have with it, or that I can think of, some edge cases that I can test,
Mhm.
and yeah, and then I'm done 1 to 2 hours, I think. And then, of course, the loop happens a few times. I send it out to you guys. I get a list of bugs back, and and then I go back and fix those bugs, which sometimes, yeah, sometimes takes 2 minutes, sometimes takes an hour.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, it's on average probably 1 to 2 hours.
Okay. What inspired you to create some of the features that are in Tunnel Rats?
I mean, a lot of the stuff comes from Isuma.
Mhm.
um as he is the game designer, there's a lot of stuff where he's like, oh yeah, I would like to do this, I would like to do that, and I'm like, okay, we can do it. I'll implement it, give me a week. But for him, and also for the stuff that I like to implement, a lot comes from watching other people play.
Mhm.
So there were so many ideas and so many features um, that came from watching other people play, uh, and seeing how they interact with the game, and thinking like, okay, it would actually be nice if we had X, right? For
Mhm.
example, um, I think I saw one of the streamers, when the big streamers were playing.
Mhm.
One of them was trying to find all the buttons again,
Mhm.
even though they were all already open in a way.
Mhm. Yep.
Um, so it was hard. So they had to keep track themselves what buttons they already pressed and whatnot, because now all you get is like a pling noise, right?
Mhm.
So that's why I went ahead and added a bunch of feedback, like, okay, you press button 1 now, you press button 2,
Mhm.
and also technically there's a barrier here if you haven't pressed button 1 yet. There's some particles there now, and stuff like that. That all came from me watching this one person go through the level again.
Mhm.
Um, when I hear you guys like, oh yeah, I know the button positions by heart by now. I'm like, yeah, I could randomize those actually,
Mhm.
and then I start thinking about those things. So it a lot of it comes from seeing how other people play and how they interact with the game.
Okay. So, how do you feel your skills or techniques have evolved due to working on Tunnel Rats, or if they have at all?
Well, especially on the Bedrock side, I think it has evolved a lot
Mhm.
with relatively new scripting. Because
Mhm.
I stopped working for Spark before scripting came out of experimental, and on Bedrock you cannot on the marketplace you cannot use experimental. So I never bothered to learn the experimental features before they are actually done and before they come out. Um, so it was quite a relief in a lot of ways to being able to use a real programming language if you want.
Mhm.
Um, and I mean, I do know I am a developer by trade. I have a master's degree. In programming, I know how to program.
Mhm.
But it was very nice to be able to use TypeScript for Bedrock, and but yeah, I mean, sure. Like I said, the project took like 3 years in
Mhm.
total. I'm absolutely sure that uh, a lot of techniques and things have evolved with me over that time, because also because we got new techniques to play with in Minecraft, like the macros that we have in
Mhm.
Java. They are a big part of how I made the game, so that
Mhm.
definitely helped.
Okay. So, was there a moment when working on Tunnel Rats that led to discovering a bug feature in Minecraft? If so, what was it?
By bug feature, you mean like it's a bug? We
Yeah,
we found a bug.
I think there was one that we particularly found, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think I found two bugs
Oh, you
actually.
found two. Okay.
There was one that you guys didn't. It was in the early stages of development. In
Okay.
Bedrock, there is some weirdness with when you do like array cast through the ways that you would do it in Java, and
Mhm.
the anchored the subcommand, the execute anchored subcommand. If you have multiple anchored subcommands in one execute, it doesn't get applied. It just
Okay.
ignores all the ones that come after the first one. So I found that that one's still open actually.
Oh.
Um, and then yeah, we found that other one, which was so weird to figure out
Mhm.
because it was that respawn bug. I think
Yeah.
is the one you're referring to. We
Yep.
had that weird issue where, for everyone else who wasn't there, we had that weird issue where sometimes you were when you clicked respawn, you just wouldn't respawn. Or no,
Yeah.
wouldn't even get to click respawn, right? You were just stuck in the death screen.
Yeah, you were like in
Uh,
a weird limbo, if I remember correctly.
yeah, exactly. We called it the what did we call it? The death
Purgatory.
limbo or something. The purgatory. Yeah, the
We were
purgatory.
purgatory.
Yeah, there was a bug actually in Bedrock where it had something to do with spawn point coordinates and floating point numbers and a lot of technical yada yada.
Mhm.
That we that actually led to the problem of in Bedrock, if you have your spawn point set to a specific coordinate and then you die in a specific chunk relative to that coordinate, you actually you can't respawn without rejoining the world. um so yeah, I remember we took a lot of time actually bug hunting that. I
Mhm.
wrote a script on my computer to like both like two scripts. I wrote one for in game where
Mhm.
it just teleported me to random spots, and I wrote an auto hotkey script for my PC that just clicked uh, on respawn, and then realized that, and then the script in game realized if I couldn't respawn, and then marked the chunk so I could provide the like can get like an overview of where the broken chunks are, and I just had that running for hours to somehow figure out how to work around that issue that we had.
Mhm.
I remember
Yeah.
we originally just fixed it, quote unquote fixed it, by moving the spawn point, the world
Mhm.
spawn point, to a place that couldn't be inside our tunnels.
Mhm.
Um, so that in a way, so that the 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 red chunks, the bad chunks, couldn't be inside the tunnels, so you would never land in the purgatory. But like we got in contact with Mojang about the bug because we thought it was a really bad one, and through the partner program, and so we were able to prioritize that bug and had it fixed quite fast actually.
Yeah, I'm surprised that that wasn't found sooner with how it was, but I guess some people just didn't realize it. So, but that was an
Yeah,
interesting time.
yeah, I remember us like, okay, if I die here, okay, it keeps working. If I die here, no,
Yep.
now it's
Yep.
purgatory. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yep,
remember
yep,
that.
yep. That was fun times, fun times. We died
Definitely.
so many times in
Mhm.
those weeks. Um, but yeah, I mean, for one of those kind of bugs, I feel like some people are just, it's super hard to reproduce, right? Because
Mhm.
some people will be like, oh, I died, but I can't respawn. That's weird. I die again somewhere else. Oh, I can respawn. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Or even if you find a way to reproduce, and then you need to find a way to reproduce it first,
Mm-hmm.
and then you need to find the pattern, and then you can start really looking into the problem, and then you can be sure that it's a problem, not just one of fluke, right? Which is also a
Yeah.
problem, but a much smaller one than if
Mm-hmm.
a certain chunk is just purgatory.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it was good that we did all the research. I think we overdid it a little bit,
It's better
but
to
that
overdo.
exactly. But that's kind of the theme with tunnel rats, right?
Mm-hmm.
We overdo stuff to make it perfect, to
Yep.
make it to do it well.
Yep. Well, I have one more question, and that
Yeah.
is, if you could add one thing to Tunnel Rats, what would it be?
I mean, I want to add a lot of the generation stuff that I talked about earlier,
Mm-hmm.
and editor stuff. But I think the one that I most would want to add that I can't,
Mm-hmm.
that I actually cannot do at this time is export for Bedrock.
Oh.
Um, I think exporting for Bedrock would be amazing. I think it would be
Mm-hmm.
great. It would open up so many options. But um, I have not found, and I have asked other marketplace creators for advice, and nobody was able to help me and come up with a system that would allow us to actually export the levels in Bedrock as well,
Mm-hmm.
uh, like we are doing on Java in the next update.
Mm-hmm.
That is something. And then of course, feature parity would be great if we could
Mm-hmm.
use Java maps on Bedrock and vice versa, but that's even further out. But yeah, exporting on Bedrock, that's a little bit the dream that I would like
Mm-hmm.
to add at
Okay.
this point. Yeah.
That would be cool. That would definitely be cool. Well, that's pretty much all my questions. So I want to say thank you so much for doing this interview. It was very insightful, honestly. Uh, I really liked learning some of it. And yeah, I can tell your passion for the level editor. And I mean, it is such an amazing feature of Tunnel Rats. So much. And yeah, I still feel a little bad for the 15 documents, but or 15-page document, but at
No,
least it
please
helped.
don't. Yeah, no, it was very helpful. It was very great. I mean, I think I was in holidays the week before, so I deliberately didn't look at anything, and we were in a high time of in a high phase of testing. So it's
Hmm.
it was to be expected to be a lot, but
Hmm.
I didn't expect quite this much and in-depth analysis. So
So you're saying you need a 20-page document next time. Okay.
yes, exactly.
Is there anything else you would like to add before I sign off of this interview?
Um, just thank you for having me on, and
Yeah.
I think it's very cool the stuff you do, and please keep doing that.
Hmm.
And how do you how do you call your community
I call them
hearties?
heartlings.
Heartlings. All right. Well then, I would like to add bye bye heartlings. Thank you for tuning in, and back to you, Hardy.
All right.
Heart gamer.
It's okay. All right. Well, thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode or interview. It was a lot of fun, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. So until next time, Heartlings,
Bye
goodbye!
bye.